This is Nadira Baye with NBI Inspires, and I'm here to inspire you. Today is episode 10. Yay, episode 10. I'm so excited that episode 10 is here. I'm so excited that we are here on this platform. We're making this happen. So thank you all. Thank you all for listening so much. And I would just like to just say this is all about you. You know, I'm here to inspire you. NBI podcast is about inspiring the world to make everyone feel good. So that's what it's about. Hello, world. I'm here to support you. I'm here to let you know I'm here for you always. So thank you. Thank you. And, it's raining outside. It's rainy, but it's warm and it's spring, and spring brings something new. Spring means a new beginning. And I hope you all have a fresh beginning and are feeling really good where you are in life. And if not, I hope that this platform and this information is valuable to you. And speaking of that word valuable, today's episode 10 is about values. Woo! So cool. So values are important, and it makes us who we are. So before I get on to episode 10 values, I want to start with appreciations. I want to thank God. Thank you so much, my family, my friends, everyone that's here to support me. Shootwood Haas, my family, my brother, everyone. Cleo, my hairstylist Nicole, thank you so much for making me feel good about my hair and all of that, everything. All this stuff, all the things that people here to support me, everyone. It's all about all of us together, so thank you so much. And now to start the video. The definition for values is the regard that something is held to deserve the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Second definition is a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. Very, very important values. The word value holds so much value. You know, it is such an important word that shapes us, like I stated earlier, for who we are. It shapes our beliefs. It shapes our relationships. It shapes our interior and exterior world. It makes us who we are. You know, values are standards and a structure of core beliefs that someone has that they adhere to. You know, it's your code. It's who you are. It's your traditions. It's, what you grow up with. It's whatever makes you who you are. And values can change. Maybe in the beginning, growing up, the values that you had you don't agree with, and okay, that's okay. Whatever it is, values make you who you are. And what I love about the definition value is that it was highlighted the importance of worth. And that is so important because you got to know your worth. You got to know who you are. It is so powerful. That word is to know the importance of worth, because we are all worthy. We are all created from a higher being. We are all created from God. So if you were created from greatness, you were worthy, and you need to know you're worthy, and don't ever let someone take your worthiness from you. And that happens just by sometimes not having values. When you have your values, you know what you're going to stand for and what you're not. And at times you see people not having values and not valuing themselves and not placing emphasis on how worthy they are. And it's sad, it's unfortunate. And why that happens is because you don't know who you are. You don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're important of worth, but you are. You are important of worth. You are special, and you need to know that. And you need to know that no one should ever make you feel that you're not worthy, that you're not special. And then sometimes, you have your personal relationships and professional relationships, anything, things like that, shape you for who you are, no matter where you are in life. Don't ever make anyone make you feel less than, ever. I don't care who it is. Sometimes, you could be anywhere. You be like, if this person comes up to me one more time with this nonsense, or did that person just say that to me? That's because you have those values, because I am sticking to a code. I'm sticking to a belief that I am not to be disrespected. But then that person might have theirs where they're like, well, I can do whatever I want and I can mistreat you. Well, their values are a little messed up, because the values are supposed to be something that uplifts you and uplifts other people. And it's not about making other people feel less than. So that person might think they have values, but they don't have values. The values are something that's supposed to be wholesome, something that's supposed to be positive, something that is uplifting, not something that devalues you. So values stand up as, values, the word and the definition and everything it encompasses, values stand up as your defender to remind you who you are and who we all are. Values are that respect. Values are like, hold up, this is where the bus is going to stop. This is what I stand for. This is what I will tolerate and what I will not tolerate. That's what values are. They show up for you. That they're your respect. They remind you of who you are and what you deserve and what you need. And this is why when you see one that lacks values, they lack self-respect, because if you don't have values, you're looking for love in the wrong places. And you must love yourself enough with everything you are. You should love yourself to have that code that you align yourself with. When you have that, those values, again, these are things that you're going to tolerate, things you're not going to tolerate. And when you have that code that you align yourself with, people see it coming from you. They're like, this person has structure, because values are that structure, that love, but you see that person has that with them. And with that code and that tradition, you understand that you will be surround yourself with, hopefully, with like-minded people. And those people, remember, I said values as a defender. You'll surround yourself with people that respect you and they respect themselves. And it's about, it's a great environment, people, a community, the way life is supposed to be, where we all are respecting each other. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something, it's not about religion. Values has nothing to do with religion. Values has to do with who you are as a person, from where I see it. Because, sometimes I think a lot of people misconstrue a lot of things, and, people are not, you should read in between the lines, but sometimes people can't read at all, and I don't mean literacy. I mean, as far as, when I talk about reading, I mean with your heart. Read, when the words that you speak are a window for what your heart is. So if you are reading, unfortunately, and you're negative and you're reading things in the wrong way, whatever you read, what's coming out is negativity. And then people will say, well, that's the religion. No, that's the way that person's interpreting it. Because it's all about bringing people together, uplifting, not devaluing you. It's about making things better, not making things worse. So, unfortunately, that happens a lot in the world, in the times we are living in, where people are not having those values, or people are not respecting each other and just think they know more. And it's just bringing so much conflict and chaos in the world that is so not needed. And, but that's not what we're about here. We are about making people feel good, and we're making people uplift you and knowing that you deserve the best in life, and you should be inspired, and you should go for your dreams, and you should just thrive and give and just be your best. That's what it's about. So although it might not be in the world necessarily all the time, make sure you do your best to stand up for what's right. Make sure you have your values. Make sure you respect yourself and give that back to other people. When it comes to personal relationships, I know as a woman, sometimes we feel that we have to sabotage ourselves, our mind, our body and soul, and wearing certain things that you might not feel comfortable with, or giving parts of yourself away that you don't feel comfortable with, or having conversations you don't feel comfortable with. Just please know that you shouldn't do that. You should know that at first you have to love yourself. You have to have those values. You have to know that I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am important, and I deserve the best. And you don't sabotage yourself just because you like this person. And if you don't do this, this person won't respect you. And if you don't get that, then no. If you're not around people that want the best for you and are not giving you words of encouragement and are not uplifting you, then you have to get them out of your life. And I say that a lot in these videos, but I'm very serious about it. Life is short. Time waits for no one. We don't have time to be surrounding ourselves with people that don't care about us, and vice versa. So that's why you need those values, because those values, you will like, boom, don't do that. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be having that conversation. You don't need to be talking to that person. That person doesn't respect you. You shouldn't be giving away your body. All of those things. You don't feel comfortable wearing that. You know what I mean? Just don't do those things. Please don't do those things. You are beautiful and you deserve the best. And you don't need to sabotage yourself for anyone. Don't give your light to someone that doesn't deserve you. Don't give your light away to someone that just wants to give you darkness. Don't do that. They want to give you hell. No, don't allow that to happen. And, also I'm talking about the person that just anyone, it could be anywhere in life. Don't compromise yourself to lose your self-respect, because if your values are not strong enough, then anyone will disrespect you. Anyone, anybody, and it'll be easy for them to sabotage you. But if you have your values and which are your defender, your respect, that will not happen. But in order to have that, you must have self-respect. And with that comes love. You have to love yourself, the self-respect, all of that. That includes all of it. It comes. And that comes from the way you talk to yourself. What do you think of you? Do you love you? Do you really care about yourself? Again, in the other video, we were talking about love. Self-love is very important. That comes first. Self-love, our values. It's the same thing. The good thing about this platform and this channel that we have is the fact that everything connects into one. It is one. You look at your entire body, and when I say mind, body, and soul, every part is every function of your body. Every topic, every episode has to do with you. We're talking about the heart, we're talking about the mind, we're talking about the soul, all of those are different topics. And all of that is a part of you. And all of that is also, you can look at yourself as the universe. That's the universe. You are the universe. And the universe is vast. It's so vast that we can't even to explore it. It's so all of it, just as one universe alone. It's so vast, it's so deep. But so are you, because remember, you were created from higher being, and you were created from greatness. So greatness is in you. So when you have that, and you know that, and you love yourself, and you have that respect, you get your values, and you don't compromise them for anyone. And then you surround yourself with people that feel the same way as you do. And you have with people that lead with respect and love, just as you do. They don't tolerate anything negative from anyone. And surround yourself with like-minded individuals that are similar to who you are and the same values as you are, and want to be unstoppable too, and want to put goodness into the world. Show people, because the thing is, with values, you show people how to treat you. You show people who you are and what you will stand for and what you will not stand for. That's the beauty of value. And another thing I love about the word value, it has a letter U in it, which means you, which means it's about you. It's all up to you, who you choose to be. Value. You need to value you. Not in an arrogant way, but in a way for self-improvement, self-refinement, to uplift you, to be reflecting on who you are. That's what value is about. And then you will value others, and anyone else that wants to be around you, be blessed by your light. That's what this is about, because you are special, and you just got to know you deserve the best. But value is so important, values. And, I think about examples, the best examples when it comes to values is, perhaps, you might have a rough childhood, which brought out unfortunate circumstances, which is terrible, and where there are no values at all, none. And you have this unhealthy environment, and as time went on, you adopted those same behaviors because that's all you knew. That's what was taught to you. Sometimes those bad examples they become inherent, and you have to work really hard to not be that. But sometimes it's very hard, or unfortunately you remained on that same path and it was difficult to leave, or you chose another path and you established your own values. Whichever path you're on, as long as you are living another day, you have the opportunity to grow and to be better than you were yesterday. And that's the thing about values. And sometimes, like I said, you might grow up with values that you don't agree with, and then you adopt your own values, whatever it is. Make sure values is about respect. It's about you, that letter U. Okay, and you want to make sure that you have it all the time. When I think of my parents, I think about the great parents that they instilled in us, and it gave us so much courage. If we didn't have the values, if I didn't have my values as a child, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't have the courage to actually do this and be consistent and to feel happy, and to feel good about doing this. I wouldn't have that, and I'm so grateful that I do have that, because I'm surrounded by the best of the best. My parents surround themselves with the best of the best, and it just trickled down. It's just it filtered back to us, and it's just all love, just education, happiness, all of that. But values, what do you stand on? Who are you? How do you want to show up in the world today? Who are you? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? Are you happy? All of those things, very, very important. My father in particular, being the man that he has, I don't like to, as we pass on, we believe that, as far as the values that I have, that you really don't die, So but that'll be another video. It'll be heavy, but God willing. But to passing on, and my father is, to be the man he is. He's a king in our eyes. Having CP, which is cerebral palsy, he had to fight through a lot of adversity. And I know I mentioned that before, and I will continue to mention it. And because that's something that people are unaware of. A lot of people don't know what cerebral palsy is. A lot of people don't know what that looks like. And it is very important to be in other environments and other people's shoes to understand that the world is very big. Now my cat's in here. Hey Suki. To understand that the world is very big and that people are going through a lot. And it is not about you in that way. When I said value, I mean values as far as to improving yourself, but not value in a way to be arrogant, not like that. Not where you said you and you mean no. I mean values in a way where, you're being respectful and you're being kind and being considerate and you're uplifting people, not in a way where you're being negative. And, when my father had to overcome the oppression, it was very difficult. And in order for him to move forward, he had to have a solid foundation, and he did, of values that made his life brighter. He had to fight very hard from the moment he was born to his last final moments in this world where he passed on. He was a fighter, he was a warrior, but if he didn't have values, a code, standards to live by, to adhere to, he wouldn't be able to be the man that he is today. He wouldn't be able to overcome those things, and he did. And that's what makes him so special, is because my father understood the importance of knowing who you are, having a foundation, being consistent, being committed, being focused, and just making sure that you are doing your best. He understood that value, like I value me and I want the best and I deserve the best and I need to do my best. He understood that, oh my God, he perfected it. And that's what he's passed on to us, my father and my mother. And I'm so grateful to be able to be blessed to have parents that put us in a position where we can see things clearly. It just shows you. It shows you the greatness of who we are as people and what we can accomplish, And I just want you all just to remember to do your best, be your best. You don't want to surround yourself with people that say they care, but their words are not. They say they care, but their actions are showing otherwise. They're showing the opposite. You're like, what's up? You don't want to be around those type of people. You want to be around people that show up for you. They show up for you, and they show up for you in a way of they're showing you kindness and they're showing you support. And sometimes it might be, it might be tough. You're going to get some tough love, and that's good too, because it's still love. But they're going to tell you things you don't agree with all the time, because they are not there to, they're not there to just make you, they're not there to tell you that everything you do is right and that you're perfect and nothing's wrong. No, they're going to hold you accountable. You want to be around people that hold you accountable. You don't want to be around people that are just all about stroking your ego, which is going to, God willing, be video number 10. Video 11. That'll be the next one, God willing, speaking about ego. But you want to surround yourself around people that are not focused on ego. They're about getting rid of the ego, but have a strong value system. In this world today, I look and it just seems that values are out the window. It's like, not in all ways, but in some ways, it's just do what you want, when you want, how you want, and think nothing of it. And in my opinion, I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's good. I definitely feel that you should be happy. I get that. But you have to break down what that means. What does that look like? And do you have values? Are you jeopardizing, sabotaging who you are just for a quick gratification? Are you doing that? And if you are, you really need to go back to the drawing board and just silence yourself and just, silence yourself as far as, close out the world and be still and be with yourself and to focus and ask yourself questions about who you are and who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world, and make sure, again, your internal world, you're at peace, And when you have those values, you can look at yourself in a way, because you want to look at yourself in the mirror and you want to be happy, you want to be proud, but you have to make sure you're not teetering the line with arrogance, and you're letting people know that you respect yourself, you love yourself, you love yourself, but you also respect and love other people. But you got to have those values. You got to, what makes you who you are, what are some things you're going to tolerate, things you're not going to tolerate, what makes you happy, how are you making the world a better place? The world, when we all have a start date and an end date. And it might sound a little rough, but it's true. And we all, we're born and then we pass on. Remember, I don't believe you die, but I believe you pass on. So we have our birth and then we pass on. But hopefully live a life of when you do pass on, you left the world a better place than when you came into it. Strive for that. And that can honestly be just improving one person's life, two people's lives, yourself and someone else. That's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. And try to, a lot of toxic things, I talk about that too, in the world. Just try to close yourself out of all of that. Sometimes too much information could not be such a good thing at times, And again, when you don't have those values, you become easily influenced. And you don't ever want to be easily influenced because that means you'll fall for anything. And you don't want to fall for just anything. You want to make sure you're standing true to who you are and you have your standards, your values. So I want you to ask yourself, what values do you have? Do you value yourself? Really think about that. And do you value others? And how do you value them? And how have maybe your values have changed? If they've changed, that's okay. But how have they changed? Are values important to you? That's another thing. Maybe they're not. Okay. But I really want you just to think about those things. And it's very important just to think. And again, this podcast is really about uplifting and reflection. Really, really think a lot. Critical thinking is very, very important. Try to get yourself in a habit of thinking and listening before you start speaking. How is this going to translate? How is this, because once it's out in the universe, it's out there. Excuse me. So what does that look like for you? And are you taking that reflection? Are you at peace with yourself? Do you give yourself that quiet time to really think about things and how things should be? So in closing, I just want to remember that, values are so important. They make us who we are, and you are valuable. You are very valuable. I value you. I'm so thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you are born, and I hope you have the best in this life and you're giving the best to other people. I hope your values are empowering you, that you are making the world a better place, that you help others to see the beauty and the value in themselves and the importance of them being worthy, like the definition stated, because you are very valuable and you were created for a reason. And I want you to do your best and be your best always. So just make sure that you are always, always, always being good to each other. Everyone in this world, be good to each other. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Remember, all that we have is right now, y'all. Right now is all we have. So please make it count. All right, till next time. Thanks for checking me out.